Hey guys, and welcome back to another FM23 Transfer Guide with me, Raxel FM, where today we are looking at 3 signings and 3 sales for Arsenal Football Club, a side that of course in recent years have not done insanely well. Last league title was the invincible season of 2003 and 2004, but as we speak, during the World Cup break, this team is top of the league. I don't know if they're going to stay there, but in your Football Manager save, you can make sure that they do stay there by making a couple of decent signings and a couple of decent sales. But this team is pretty special at the moment. In terms of the club vision, they just want you to get into the Champions League this year. So they do want you to keep pushing up. They want you to increase commercial revenue, work within the wage budget, sign players to sell for a profit, which is massive. So we're definitely going to have to keep that in mind when we are signing our players. But they only give you £26 million to do that. And I actually say only, but that is a very good budget to start off this year's FM. We will take that and run with it. We can make some decent signings with that. But first, we need to add to the budget. We need to sell some players. Let's get rid of some of those men. That was really poorly worded. And the entire end of that recording. No, not great. The first player that we're selling is a player that I think has a much higher value than he has any right to have. And that is a little mean to Cedric. But 10 to 13 million pounds for a 30-year-old right back that is 2.5-star current ability. It is very generous. Yes, he had a good career at Southampton. But since he signed for Arsenal, he's been very just fine. Like, I mean, he's been okay, but he's not going to set the world on fire. And if you go to the squad planner, you go to the right back spot, we've got Ben White and Tomiyasu who can both do a better job there. Yes, you probably will need to sign another right back once you sell this man, but for £10 million, I think you can instantly get in a better one. So this man has got to go. In this save, he has managed to stay in the Prem and gone for £10.5 million. Now, I have got to say, I feel like that is a deal for this man. And it was not difficult to do. In fact, I had 2 teams bidding for that amount of money for him. And you got to cash in while you can. He's not going to get any better at all. And he's certainly not going to get any more expensive. So 10 mil for Cedric. We will take it and run. The second player that we're selling is a youngster who never quite made it in Arsenal, although did come off the bench the other day and played incredibly well for the boys. It is Reiss Nelson, and in Football Manager, I think this man is definitely worth selling. In real life, I'd say maybe a couple more seasons for Reiss Nelson before I want to really get him on the chopping block. But in this save, realistically, he's not going to be pushing for that right wing or left wing spot with 3.5-star potential ability. Yes, that is a decent potential, but at a value of £25 million, I think you can use this player so much better with the finance that he's going to give you if you do manage to sell him. If we go to the squad planner, on the right-hand side, he's got players like Saka, Martinelli, Vieira, Smith-Rowe. Even Marquinhos is arguably ahead of him in terms of, potential ability. Might swindle you into playing him more than that man. On the left-hand side, he's got plenty of options too. The same ones, really. But you know what I mean. He's not insane. He's never really going to be the top player in your team, even if he does reach that full potential. So I think cashing in at this point in time is not a bad idea at all. In the save, again, they've stayed in the Premier League. He's a squad player for Aston Villa. He has been sold for just £15 million, which isn't quite as much as what I would want. But I feel like that is still a good amount of money that we can reinvest into a starter at this current point in time. So Reiss Nelson, thanks for the 15 mil, and I appreciate you as a human being, and just, yup, thanks. I don't know what's going on with some of my commentary today, but the final player that we're selling is not actually a sale, it's a loan deal for Marquinhos. He's going to be leaving the club because even though I was saying he is an option for the right wing position, if we go to squad planner, I still don't think he's going to get much game time. With Saka in there, Martinelli, okay, let's say there are right and left. Then we've still got Vieira, Smith-Rowe, and Nketiah that can all play in that position. Marquinhos is really just an emergency player. And we all know what happens when you keep a 5-star potential player as an emergency player in your team. They don't develop. They just don't develop. So you've got to sell him. You've got to put him out on loan. Get him some game time. And if you really need to, bring in a new right winger. I think selling this guy is definitely the go for now. Sorry, loaning out this guy is definitely the go for now because he just needs to develop, and he's only going to do that by getting some game time. That is not the game time that you can really justify and give him at this current point in time. So get him in a first team squad. Get him loaned out. He has gone out on loan to Norwich, who are of course down in the Championship, but that's going to give him first team English Premier League experience, and I think he's going to do absolutely great with it. He is going to be one of their best players, and he is actually getting quite a lot of his wage paid for, so we're going to take that. I think that's a really good deal, and it has given us quite a lot of income, which has led to £51 million. Actually, if we move it all into the budget, we have, what? Okay, that didn't work, did it? There we go. 69 million pounds to spend, which is not a bad fee at all. We can get some seriously decent signings with that, and we're going to get some seriously decent signings with that. But first, we need to go take a look at what we need for this team. Goalkeepers are all good. Tierney and Ramsdale, both relatively young. Ramsdale definitely young enough, and he's already a world-class goalkeeper. Don't worry about that for your entire Arsenal save. At right back, I do think with selling Cedric, you do need a new right back, just as a bit of cover. And for Tomiyasu, he will be a great right back for you, and so will Ben White. But Ben White's kind of also a centre back, and it's a bit difficult. So right back, I think, is a must after selling Cedric. Centre back, you're probably okay though, with Gabriel Saliba as your two main centre backs, then Ben White as your third choice, and Rob Holding as your reserve player. I think they all do the job pretty well. At left back, you've got Zinchenko, Tierney, and Tomiyasu. Yes, Zinchenko might be more of a midfielder for you, but in my opinion, playing him at left back, rotating him and Tierney, both able to play brilliantly in your starting squad, it means that you do kind of need a new central midfielder, and I would kind of prefer to have that new central midfielder because Sambi Lokonga is coming through the ranks, and you'd love to have him as a partner for Partey, but he's not quite perfect at this point in time. Fabio Vieira, kind of the same situation, and possibly a more attacking option in my opinion. Xhaka, although in real life is actually my favourite Arsenal footballer at this current moment in time, but in this game I don't think that is quite transferred. And he is a bit average at 29 years of age. So a central midfielder is my position that I'll be going for instead of left back. And the right wing position is definitely a spot. I'm trying to actually remember who I signed. I'm pretty sure I went with the right wing position. Even though I have sold two right wingers, loaned out one, actually sold one, I think that getting some cover here is the go. I mean, the players that we sold were definitely needed to be sold, and now we can strengthen it. So we're going to do exactly that. Get another option out there. Potentially a left wing option too. Cam and striker, you're all good. Even CDM. Actually, CDM wouldn't be great if you did really want one. So that's another reason why you need a central midfielder. So let's go out. Let's sign those boys, and let's spend £70 million. I love saying let's, and then just, you know, listing 7 different things by saying let's. So let's go. The first player we've signed, this player on the thumbnail, is Youri Tielemans, a man that of course was linked with Arsenal in real life and fits the bill of what we need perfectly. Able to play in CDM, a perfect central midfielder, green stats all over the place, yellows left, right and centre, only a couple oranges and reds, which is the equivalent to the grey and the whites for normal Football Manager users, but honestly, my skin pack's so much better. He comes in for just £25 million. Could eventually rise to 45, but obviously that's still a bargain. While signing this man is, I really do think he's going to lock down that midfield spot for years. He's only 25 years of age, can still improve, £125,000 per week, signed him for 5 years. Mate, he's going to be incredible for you. An Arsenal legend in the making. In your save, I think Youri Tielemans for Arsenal is a no-brainer. Pick him up, 25 mil. It is a bargain. The next player, I believe I signed in my Arsenal 3 signings and 3 sales last year, but he is still perfect for this team in Footy Manager. It is Manuel Lazzari. He comes in for just £11.5 million. Could eventually rise to 17, but that is only £7 million more than you sold Cedric for, and you cannot look me in the eye and tell me this man is not worth £7 million more than Cedric. That is an incredible deal. He's going to be a starting right back for you, and to be honest, I wasn't even looking for a starting right back. I hope it's not going to spoil one of my players. No, it hasn't. Get in. Okay, well, it probably will if you look hard enough. But if I go down to Tomiyasu, there we go, and we compare the two players. Yes, there is a bit more defending, physical, and aerial from Tomiyasu, so the defending side of things. But if you want an attacking right back, Lazzari is your man. It gives you options. It gives you absolutely brilliant options at that right back position. So I think those two players, I'm spoiling it. Those two players are going to be a really good partnership for you if you do. Well, they're never going to play together, but you know what I mean. It's going to be like a Tierney and a Zinchenko situation. Both really good options. I think that for just £12 million up front, he is, again, a no-brainer. The final signing, and some keen-eye viewers might have seen this already, it is Samuel Chukwueze, and oh my goodness, this is a player and a half for £15 million. I did not know that was possible, could eventually rise to 23, but he's already worth £36 million, has a 4-star potential ability, 3-star current ability. He is definitely better than that man, Reece Nelson, that you sold. He is definitely better currently than Marquinhos, who you loaned out, and it gives you some serious options. We've brought him in for the same amount of money that we sold Reece Nelson for. So come on, like, this is a no-brainer team. Left wing and right wing availability as well, and it means that you can do what you want with those wingers, however you want them, and not worry about injuries left, right, and centre from Saka, Smith-Rowe, and Martinelli, with this man as cover as well. And if you go to the team after all 3 of those signings being made, quick pick the best 11, you end up with 3 of the players no, 2 of the players. I was trying to find a way to make 3 work, but I misspoke. 2 of the players, Lazari and Tielemans in the squad, with of course Chukwueze on the bench. If I was actually playing the save, I'm not going to lie to you, I think I would probably still start Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is a very good right back, and he needs a bit of development, but Lazari, such a good rotation option for you, and he's just going to be brilliant whenever you call him up. Chukwueze, of course, not going to be a starter for me either, but has that ability to come on, make a difference in a game. With 16 pace, 17 dribbling, 17 technique, he might be that star off the bench, left, right, centre. Okay, yes, keen-eye viewers, you might see that he is considered a star player, but he wouldn't sign if I didn't give him that, so just sort of renegotiate that as soon as you can. But those are the 3 signings that I've made, the 3 sales that I've made. I think I have improved this Arsenal side. It was a hard side to improve, but we've done it. And if you have enjoyed it, smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to Rex FM YouTube channel, and I will see you all later.